Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to the Ancient Empires mod for Total War Attila. I'm really excited about this video because this map is probably one of the best maps I have ever played on, and certainly one of the best siege maps I have ever played on. This is Roma. This is Roma with the Ancient Empires City Custom Battle Maps, which is available on the Steam Workshop. This is Escalation Tier 2. And the atmosphere that this setting provides is really just, it's nothing short of astonishing. It really just, it blows my mind. The things that you're able to do in this game, and just the feel that this city, that Rome, has been besieged for years and years, that there have been failed siege attempts based on the burning carcasses of siege towers and battering rams and the palisades and the walls and the towers that have been set up on the outskirts of town and the multiple encampments. You just really do get this feel that Rome has been under siege for several years and it still hasn't been taken. And that's one thing that they're wanting to try to get across with the Ancient Empires mod, is that this game, while not grindingly slow, will definitely be a grind if you're wanting to take a massive city like Rome. It is certainly not for the faint of heart, certainly not for the weak. It will take you multiple years of campaign map time to be able to build up enough forces to try and take a city like Rome. And I really like that. I love the mechanics that are going to be presented in this game. It will be difficult, it will be challenging, and it will require more skill than I know I've ever put into any campaign thus far in my Total War career. And that really gets me excited. I really genuinely am ready for a challenge. I'm ready for that slow grind, to have to think more strategically and to have to be more patient in my sieges. And that's certainly something you'll see with these maps. Now, it is Warrior Sparta and myself playing as the Roman Empire. We are defending the glorious city of Roma, which does look very glorious, especially with this kind of tonal setting, with the graphics effects mod that I have on here. Batilius is on the outskirts, on the southern part of the city, playing as Carthage, and Haxo the Hunter is playing on the west and north side of the city, playing as the Averni. But enough talking, let's get straight into the battle. Alright, so we are about to begin. Batilius is about to launch his volleys into the city. We're not going to spend much time over here in the beginning, because Batilius, being the strategist that he is, decides to pretty much fire everything he has at the city before he decides to go in for the kill. So we're just going to do a quick little pan over just to see his troops. He does have several very good troops, including some African veterans with Carthage, which honestly is one of the best units I think in the entire mod, and is a really good one for Carthage especially. Look at those boys, looking pretty sweet. But we're going to spend most of our beginning time over with Haxo and Warrior Sparta because, well, quite frankly, it's a little more interesting. Haxo has two, well, I think, yeah, about two main areas that he is attacking. He is attacking this entire western front, which, as you see, has no breaches like my southern side at the moment. Warrior Sparta definitely has some really good units manning the walls. Haxo has a couple of siege towers and some battering rams, but that's not it. He's over here on the north side of the city as well with 4 ladders and quite a few really good men. Looks like some free war bands as well as some, let's take a look-see here. There we go, some noble war bands as well. Heavily defended on the gates, and then behind the gates are warriors Triarii. He has some Scutari, I do believe, some Principes. And then down below, he has some Hastati and cohorts of Sociorum. There we go. Very, very poised for battle. We're just waiting for the initial volley to set forth, and we will see how it goes. This map was very, very fun. It could easily be a 3v3 or 4v4. The only thing you have to worry about is turning things down. The map was built on ultra unit size settings, and honestly not sure if it would affect the game at all being played on a different size. Units are manning the walls up here, just chilling, ready for the initial battle. It's a little bit iffy over here. You're going to end up falling off, and it's going to be absolutely terrible. But yes, so we have, we, being the Roman Empire, have a little over 6,000 units. The enemy has a little under 6,400 units. I think we're just waiting for the official go. There were some last-second troop movements that we were trying to get accomplished. And it should start at any moment. We're just really getting the feel, and this is a really good map. Here we go. Petilius has launched his ballista, and that marks the official beginning. Now, one thing I want to say right off the bat is playing this has really been good for the mod. It is always good to play test these things because Haxo is going to be surrounded by 4 towers here, and you're going to see the awesome power that these towers have, which of course will hopefully be nixed here in a future update because they're a little OP at the moment, and you'll see that in just a minute. We're going to focus on the north side of this battle, though. We'll get down to the western side for sure, but I really enjoy this first set. Haxo's bringing in some ladders, led mostly by Noble Warband. I believe he has the Noble Warband as the first set, the first wave. He has some Noble Warband and Gothic Free Warband once they hit the walls. Now, Warrior Sparta has his own little surprise, which I'm kind of surprised Haxo didn't see. We'll see that in just a second. But his Principes, the Sociorum, they're definitely going to be able to hold off, I think. But again, those towers, they just launch a little too quickly. And they have some buffs for them that just make them a little too overpowered. And that's definitely not going to work in Haxo's favor, and you'll see that in just a little bit. Moving the towers forward. One thing I will mention in this, in these city sieges, you will definitely want the heavy rams, the heavy everything, because at this moment, see, look at that. That's just a little too much, just a little too much. But it's okay. I mean, that's why you test these things. That's why you test them. Forward, lads. Forward. Three of the 4 gates or ladders have reached. Oh, just kidding. So as you can already see, that ladder's already gone up in flames. I'm trying to see if I can spot Warrior's little surprise. I love the encampments all around the battle. That's one thing that I really, really love. I don't see his units. So what he has is he has the units of Cav. He's being really sneaky about them. We're going to reach the walls, but as you can see, 2 of the 4 towers have already caught fire, and that one is dead as well. Here we go. Q Rohan. Q the Rohillim. Very nice sneak attack with these Cav units. He's going to bring in, he's going to wreck that unit being able to hit the walls. So really there's only a 1 gate, and you'll have to pardon the lag. It is just going to happen. 12,000 units on the battlefield. Definitely going to ruin Haxo's day trying to get up into the walls. Combined with the staying power that some of these Cav units have, with the 2 towers fighting in over there, it is definitely going to be a rough battle for Haxo. We're going to take a look at the west side of the wall. I just wanted to show that because I love it. Over here, Haxo's trying to take the west part. He's got 2 battering rams and 2 siege towers and some battering rams, as well as 2 siege towers up here. Haxo's archers are trying to hold off any impending attack. But look at that. I love the pre-made battering rams that have already fallen, the siege towers that have already been burnt to the ground. So many failed attempts to try and take Roma, and none of them have worked. This siege tower, as you see, has already been shot at. 4 siege towers firing in this kind of semi-automatic fashion just really, really hurts Haxo's chances. We're going to take a look over here, see if anything really interesting has happened. Don't really think he has. As I mentioned, Petilius is just trying to he's just trying to whittle me down as much as he can, and it is actually going to work with a couple of units. As you can see, my Velites over here are just taking a severe beating. But honestly, it's at this point that I realize, you know what, if he wastes all of his ammo on that, then so be it. And that's going to help my more sturdier troops be able to hold when it's necessary. Haxo's already broken open the gates at the good expense of his battering ram being exploded. And I don't know that Haxo's tower actually reaches the wall, but we'll have to see. Battle for the gates has begun. Warrior saw how many troops Haxo was throwing at this before the siege towers didn't work, so he asked for reinforcements. I put some on the walls, and he's got some reinforcements, some Triarii on my front, hopefully being able to stemmy the tide should it happen. And yes, trying to pick which wall chunk to take. I hate that dilemma, but as you can see, his light siege tower is already caught on fire, so Haxo really only has that front gate that he is able to take on. Not very good odds for him there, but he has landed both siege towers over here on the northwest wall, and he is definitely going to pour some troops into there. Finally have some really good combat. Battle for the walls has begun. And then of course the Cav are still trying to tear apart what infantry are over here, and he has landed troops over on this front as well. Now if Haxo can get rid of this Cav, he can still use this ladder. Man, that's just so cool. I just love the burnt buildings. Well done, Petilius, well done. Over here, his army should be slightly depleted in terms of trying to shoot me to death. Don't know that he's really advanced anything forward. Here we go. The battle will begin proper on our front now. He's bringing in his battering rams. He's bringing in his galleries. I have never seen anyone use a gallery in my life for a siege battle. So that's what he's got underneath here. Now you can't really see, of course, but this gallery is meant to hide all of his troops. The battering ram. I've just never seen anyone use a gallery to get close to the walls like that, and I do love it. And if anyone's going to use them, it is going to be Petilius. So they're bringing in troops. Trying to see what else he's got over here. I don't think he has any units right over here. And here we go. I also have 4 units of Cav. I do believe they are Equite Secorium Samnite. These are going to be really good units, and since he has relatively no Cav to speak of, all he has are his ranged units and some spearmen over here. I do believe they are Libyan mercenary spearmen. These are his African veterans. These guys are going to hold the ground. As I mentioned, one of the best units for Carthage next to their sacred band, which is kind of their go-to golden kind of things. And I do believe he is actually going to be able to man the walls on this one. Bringing in reinforcements. They're going to try and take this huge gap that I've left. As you can see, I realized my huge gap, and I realized the need that a warrior does no longer have for wanting that gate, so I'm trying to bring my Triarii over in time. And he's landed troops on the walls. Carthage is at the gate. Hannibal is actually at the gate because Hannibal is the general for Petilius. See, it's things like this. Pre-made, as you can tell, they tried to set up barricades at one point with a failed siege attempt to stemmy the tide. I have my Triarii. They broke in through. The battering ram has been destroyed. And they are going to be able to make it through. He's abandoned his galleries. He sees the advantage and he's going to push it in between those gaps. Meanwhile, my troops are going to cheekily take out the archers. We've got some really good wide open spaces for these cabs to kind of cause some major havoc in. It's not going to take long for those guys to rout at all. That is one thing that the Ancient Empires holds that a lot of people don't really like, but I think will really work more in the campaign than in the multiplayer map. The fact that units will rout quicker, but it will allow you to save your army. It's a little more historically accurate. I don't know why I charged into these guys. I think I tried to get into them. Oh, there we go. We did pull back. Just a couple of units. Didn't quite obey in time. So now Petilius has lost 3 siege towers to try and take it with. But he is inside the city with his troops. That was a cool little thing. It's going to have a hard time taking this past these guys. The Cohort Sicorium, they are really, really solid troops. Going to be a little bit of exchanging of Pelums here. Look at all those things. That's a lot of sticks to be sticking out of your shield. Not quite sure what to do. And then over here, we have been engaged fully. Those Triarii, though, they are going to hold spectacularly. They are one of the best units in the Roman Empire roster, that's for sure. Actually, I believe this is Roman Republic. I think it's Roman Republic. I can't quite remember. I think it is. Yeah, because it has Cestodian Principes. Excuse me, I've been saying Roman Empire. It's definitely the Roman Republic, and I'm sure someone has already corrected me in the comments down below already. We're fighting for the walls. It's going to be a tough fight. But for Rome, we will do anything. Little push on the front. Let's see how Haxo and Warrior are fighting over here. The fight on the walls is still grinding on. Someone didn't even make it. Didn't even make it into the walls. So he's got that. Let's take a look at the northern flank. See if anything interesting has happened here. All of the ladders have been broken down. There are still quite a few units rage on the walls here. More guys are surrounded. Looks like Warriors' horses have been routed off. Haxo's still trying to fight the good fight over here. He has cleared a section, though. There's this empty space. He does have a lot of his noble warband on these walls. But overall, the real fight inside the city is definitely on that southern flank. What have we got over here? See if we can find Hannibal. Let's see if we can find Hannibal. Where's he at? Here he is. He even has his eye patch on and everything. He was able to engage some of my cav. I knew there was no way I could run around it, so I thought I would engage them. Now, Hannibal is a very, very good army. Oops, oh, pardon. Hannibal is a very good unit, and he will definitely cause these two units to crash, to flee. And, but that does give me some time. We were able to rout some of those units in the background. We do have our African veterans, the enemy African veterans, fighting a good troop of our Sociorum. And we are bringing some units out of the walls, pushing our advantage, trying to see if we can't help our troops. Petilius has decided to break from inside the city to rout two of these really solid units of horse. But over here I am able to bring in some troops and really scare Petilius, keep his engagements to the bare minimum as I try and keep a hold of the city. Here we go. Lined up quite well. Staying clear. Oh, there we go. Guess I didn't stay clear enough. Looks like some of Petilius' units have routed. I'm taking back the gates. And the fight over here with Hannibal Barca is still raging. He has managed to escape after routing my troops. There we go. This is some really good combat animations. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. See what we've got going on. There we go. I do love the animations that come with this. The Ancient Empires mod is a very well done mod, and I think they've actually added some extra ones or some that just weren't available in the base game. Very, very cool. I love it. Still holding on to the walls. His units are fleeing now. We're slowly securing this front. Units are retreating. Run away. The ponies are flying everywhere. For the most part, I do believe the southern part of the city is ours. Yes, it is. I don't recall having killed Hannibal Barca yet. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. But as you can see, there he is. Currently being engaged. And I do believe Hannibal is due to fall at pretty much any moment, which will cause the rest of Petilius's units to just simply collapse. So for the most part, the southern gates are ours. These units will definitely hold. African veterans, they are some of the toughest units to rout as well. You can pretty much have them surrounded and it won't really affect them at all, which is good. I mean, if you're playing as Carthage, that's definitely a unit you'll want in your arsenal. Several if you can afford them. But as you can see here, we're going to get a pretty solid cav charge on. And even that's not going to break them right off the bat. Still not going to have much of an effect. They're completely squished. Oh, there we go. Over here, Haxo is still at the gates. He is still trying to push through. And over here, he still has several troops up on the walls. Now, of course, it's not exactly going great, but it's not going bad. It's not like he's losing troops left and right. But it still doesn't bode very well, considering that one of the two enemies has been completely routed, and the other one, it just doesn't look very good. Here we go. Warrior and Haxo, they agreed to have a showdown. Warrior has Publius Scipio Africanus. I don't know his official name. It's really, really long. Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus. There we go. And he is going to have a showdown with Vercingetorix. This will be a showdown of epic proportions. Decide the fate of the battle on this front, and immediately some of Warriors goes down, being hit by those Pelum in the back. One thing I have also done is I brought some of my remaining cav outside of the southern part of the city, prepared to rout the other units. I've left Vercingetorix and Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus to duke it out by themselves. I am not going to aid in this venture. I don't quite know where Vercingetorix is. I don't even know if you can see him amongst all of this craziness. But he is in here. My units have come in. They are going to rout Haxos, plunging into the back. It's going to be hard not to rout from a charge like that, and I do believe they are getting up and going away. There we go. Heroic victory. We will end that replay. Overall, they did very well. This was a very fun battle. And admittedly, were it not for the siege towers or the watchtowers taking out so many of Haxo's siege equipment that it would have been a much longer and a much more interesting battle. But as you can see, Warrior showed off about 3,000 units. He lost about a sixth of them. Myself, I deployed about a little over 3,000 and lost quite a bit more than he did. Petilius, he lost only half of his army, and this is something I wanted to point out for the end of this battle, and for the Ancient Empires mod in general, is that you can lose a battle, but unlike in previous Total War titles, you'll lose a majority of your army. Petilius has over half of his army left post-battle. Haxo has, what, probably 3/4, probably 2/3-ish. So it's definitely not going to spell complete disaster for you if you lose a siege battle. It'll just suck because, well, you'll have to wait a few more years to be able to take it again, but you at least still have a good majority of your army. As you can see, he still has quite a few full troops, and that's something that you'll have to consider when playing the Ancient Empires campaign. But that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this battle. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Be on the lookout for more cinematic battles like this. The current custom battle maps has 5 of these cities, including places like Carthago Nova, a couple of minor ports and minor cities, as well as this tier 2 escalation of Roma, which I believe is one of the best cities I've ever played in. The campaign will have 20 to 30 of these custom battle maps, so I think for the most part, all of the civilized world will have these custom cities in the battles, and yeah, it should be really, really awesome. But be on the lookout for more of those style of videos. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Be sure to check out my Patreon, patreon.com/HForHavoc, where for just $1 a month you can help support the channel and allow me to do more awesome things for it. This is Havoc, and I'm out of here. Peace.